Hey folks, it's Alicia. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the Holy Land and my messy, crafty house this morning. You should see my hands. I'm covered in distress ink, I'm covered in glitter, I'm covered in all sorts of making things. All right, folks, I promised you that I would do an adhesion test of Helmar's 450 quick dry adhesive. Now, I read the instructions. It said it can bond leather, fabric, trim. I haven't done a tool test yet, but it says basically it can adhere all crafting materials pretty much. That it's quick drying and that it's just ideal. And the reviews online were excellent. The reviews on Frank Garcia Studios was excellent. So I thought, why not give it a try? It's $9.99 for 4.23 fluid ounces. So it's a little less expensive, about $4 or $5 less than our glitter glue. So I thought, why the heck not? Can't get fabric tack here. Why not? Well, folks, I'll tell you what I did. You know me, I'm tough. I'm tough on products, right? Okay, so I took this scrap paper I had, and because I needed to decorate an envelope for something. Folks, I didn't use a bone folder. I didn't do anything. I didn't scrape it down. I just literally laid that sheet down because I want to give an honest test. Take a look, folks. No buckling, no wrinkling, no warping, nada. And I didn't use a bone folder. I didn't use anything to take out the wrinkles. I didn't do this even. Nope. I wanted a nice clean test. Look at it. It's perfect. This gets an A+ on laying down flat paper. Now the downside is this is a lot more expensive than a Tombow mono. So would I use it for this? Oh, if I was in an emergency and I was out of the other? Yes. Would I use it on this normally? No. And the reason is that Tombow is so inexpensive. It's like $4 or less, right? If you use your coupon at a Michael's, then it's half that price. So for a lot less, if I'm careful when I lay down Tombow mono, I do have to bone fold, but I don't get any wrinkles. But in a pinch, oh, this works really well. And the only reason I wouldn't use it for that is because it's more expensive. Now, if I were making a very special album for somebody, oh, I would use this. I didn't have to do anything, folks. Nothing. Not a buckle, not a wrinkle, nada. This got an A+ on laying down paper. All right, so now let's see how it held up everywhere else. I thought, okay, glue, let's see what you're really built out of. Because I got to tell you something about these pinwheels. When you make them with Maggie Holmes paper or, Michael's stock pads, they're really easy to glue. You can use dollar store glue at home for your glue gun. I do. It holds up. But when you're using Stamperia or Graphic 45, that's a lot thicker, and you either triple thick or you won't be able to see on my crappy camera, but these are super glistened up. Oh, there you go. On all the edges. That makes it almost cardstock thickness. And that means that the glue's got to be really strong, folks, or these pinwheels lift. And I'll show you what I mean. They'll lift from the center up. They'll start lifting. Even these flat mailer ones will lift. So I gotta tell you, our glitter glue didn't really do the job when I was doing these for Sabrina Swap. They just didn't do the job. I had to do a lot of fussing, a lot of holding down, a lot of clamping. Oh yeah, folks, didn't have to do that with this glue. Nope. This glue could lay down a dimensional, because you can see these ones are not, these are for flat mail, folks, so they're a lot less dimensional. They're almost flat. These ones have ton O dimensional, right? I gotta tell you, it held up. So I was like, all right, let's see how you do on something more difficult. So I used it to lay down this straw, and then I adhered one of those large sequins I hauled for my swap with Miss Sabrina to cover the back, right? Guess what, folks? It held up. So then I was like, all right, let's see how you do with vellum. So I wanted to adhere this vellum rosette onto Miss Sabrina's little baby wand. Folks, it worked great. So now we know it's great at laying down paper flat. It's great at adhering difficult things like dimensional straws. It works on delicate things like sequins. It worked on vellum. It dries clear, no issues. Perfect. Now let's see. I didn't want to waste it on this. Like I said, for this you can use regular glue, inexpensive glue like I've been doing. Because my glue, look folks, I got a better glue gun here. But back home I can use DT glue or Hobby Lobby glue. Here I invested in expensive glue gun glue and it's still crappy. Okay, so I'm better off doing a combination of different inexpensive glues that I've been mucking with. So I wouldn't normally use expensive glue for something this simple, but I did just to test it, and folks, it worked great. So I gotta tell you, every paper test I gave it passed. And then I thought, all right, now let's try something a little tougher. I love using these jemmies on different projects. I wouldn't normally put it on this, but I wanted to show you. In fact, I really prefer ones like this on these, but I wanted to test this out because these are heavy. And so sometimes if you're using cheap glue, they start to slip off and you got to hold them in place. Not with this, folks. Nope. This is super quick drying. It is like our glitter glue. You have to know where you're placing stuff. If you need to move stuff around, do not use this glue. It's like our glitter. This is excellent if you know where you're putting things down. And folks, it holds up for dimensional, difficult to glue down projects. So now I'm excited to test it on tulle and fabric, which I'm going to do later on today. Maybe this is my replacement for Fabri-Tac while I'm here, because so far this is doing it. This gets an A+, folks, an A+. So I'm just going to remind you, I got mine from Frank Garcia Studios. I paid $9.99 for 4.23 fluid ounces, but it's passed every test. Every single test I've given it. So it's Helmar's 450 quick dry adhesive. It's machine washable. So notice I'm wearing the same thing as yesterday because I don't want to get it all over everything. I'm being super careful because we know I'm a messy gluer. But look at this, folks. Not a wrinkle. Not a wrinkle or buckle, and I didn't bone fold. I did nothing but lay it down. So this is impressive stuff. This glue works. It delivers what it promises to. And if it works on tulle and fabric, this is another great option for us, folks. Another great option. Now, I am doing all sorts of prize packs today. Oh, see how I got a little wrinkle in that Mac tack. You know, folks, as much as, listen, need really breeds innovation, and I've had to use all sorts of wonky things for my packaging, but I will tell you that, if you're getting one of these packages or one of the other ones, if it's dressed up something like this, it's likely from me, and it's either because I owed you a prize pack or you got racked. A tiny bit of rack from the Holy Land. So I've been working on those. Folks, I told you my postal outlet's really close where I pick up the Happy Mail, but where I take the mail is like a good 15-minute walk. So I can only carry like 6 of these at one time. So it takes me a whole week to get a rack. So I'm hard at work on getting this all packaged up so I can start taking it to the post office later on today. And I'm doing all sorts of prototyping, hence why my hands look like this. But I did want to give you these results. This glue is outstanding. It's outstanding. And I can't wait to test it on tulle, but that'll be later on tonight because the husband's got a long day at work and then he's got something to do after work. So I have all day to play and I'm going to need about 3 hours to clean up because right now my bed is the stamping station. The living room area over there with the couch is like the making station where I put these kinds of things together. And then my kitchen counter is the drying area. This place is an unholy mess. And then all the rack is like mounted on the couch and on one end of my bed. It's crazy. It's crazy. If my husband walked in right now, he would have like a small breakdown. But thankfully, I'll have it all put away before he gets home. So I am a huge fan, folks. Helmar 450 quick dry adhesive. It's pretty awesome. We'll see how it holds up with tulle and with fabric, but it's pretty darn good on paper. And that's it for now. I hope whatever you're doing, it's amazing. I hope you're doing lots of fun making. I'm feeling like I'm a bit rushed, which we know for a messy maker is never a good idea. I kind of wrecked something this morning, and I was like, whoa, you know better. You can't rush. And that's just because I only have a little bit of time to get all this out. I can't believe it. I have so much rack that I have to package up. It's crazy. And I have a little time left to get it done. So I better be back to work now, folks. I'm going to watch your videos while I'm doing the rest of my wrapping. And I hope whatever you're doing, it gives you fun. If you're working, I hope it's a super fast day and that it's really easy. And if you're not working, then I hope you're doing what I'm doing and making lots of fun things. All right, folks. I will be back on later today with our amazing contest entries, but I had to bring you these results. Helmar's 450 quick dry adhesive.